So what we have here is the Intel Core i7 4770K. This is basically the highest end consumer SKU that you can get of the Intel's latest generation processor right now. It is a quad-core hyper-threaded unit. That means it has up to 8 virtual CPUs on it. And I don't know whether you can actually see the writings on it. It says Intel Core i7 4770K. It is a 3.5 gigahertz processor with turbo capabilities of up to 3.9 gigahertz. And of course, it's a K series unit, which means it is unlocked. And for all you enthusiasts out there, that means you can basically overclock this unit to your heart's desire. As long as you have the right cooling elements, you can basically go to town with this unit. And it's a desktop CPU with based on Intel's latest generation microarchitecture, formerly known as Haswell. And basically, with this new generation of processors, what Intel was focusing on was improvement in power consumption. So it's a very low power consumption unit. It's not like the lowest, but since it's the highest performing unit, I think it's about 84 watt TDP. And basically what it is, it's the biggest generational improvement in power consumption from the third generation Intel Core i7 3770K unit. And Intel, on top of the improvements in power efficiency, they really focused on improving the integrated or CPU graphics on this. And this one comes with the Intel HD graphics 4600. It's not the highest one on it. We have the Iris and Iris Pro, which is basically the HD graphics 5100 and 5200 respectively. But this is very good graphics. It's capable of playing even high-end games on some modest settings. But since it's, I'm using it in a kind of enthusiast gaming slash design build, I will be using standalone graphics. And that's it on the CPU. So next up we have this Corsair Vengeance RAM. This is high performance RAM very popular with gamers. It's 1866 megahertz, so this is typically higher than what you would find in a regular just workhorse PC. When I ordered these, I thought I figured it was 2 units. This is a packaging. They come in a pair, and I bought. I thought I was going for 16 gigs, so 4 to bring the total to 16. But when I look at it, it says, I don't know whether you can actually read this, probably not. It says 8 gigs. So I don't know whether they're referring to the package or to each individual DIMM. So I guess I'll just have to boot up my machine to see. So I have the GeForce GTX770 from EVGA, and this is the superclocked version, and the superclocked version with the active cooling extreme. I think you can find that, yeah, active cooling extreme. It's basically the third most powerful card that Nvidia is offering right now after the GTX 780 and the Titan. Those are like $1,000 cards, and I wasn't gonna get those. This one is pretty powerful. It's the high airflow version with the dual fans, massive heatsink with all sorts of chrome piping in there to make sure the card stays nice and cool. It's a PCI Express card with DVI-I and regular DVI-D. You have a HDMI port here and a display port here, and I have DVI to VGA adapter that also comes with this. Okay, here we have the Corsair H-60 liquid cooler, and a 120mm fan. We've got brackets, various brackets for different type sockets, and we have all the screws that we'll need to mount this up. So the reason why I chose this cooler, I really like it because it's basically it's a self-contained modular unit that comes pre-filled with the liquid, and I don't have to do any filling or maintenance or anything really by myself. So it's pretty much dummy proof. So just a regular DVD drive here. Nothing much to say about this one. I actually considered getting a Blu-ray drive, but I figured it would be a bit of overkill, and probably wouldn't need or use that very much anyway. So I just preferred to save some of that money and put it towards something else. And here we have the power supply. This is what's going to be providing the juice for the entire system. This is a Corsair TX750. It's a 750 watt power supply. It's very it's semi-modular. That means you can basically, is it? Yeah. No, it's not. It's actually not semi-modular. I don't know why I thought you could take out some of the cables. Yeah. But it's aimed at enthusiasts. Massive fan back here. This should provide nice cooling for the system and keep it nice and cool. And this should be more than I estimated about 600 watt or to 650 watt usage for my entire system. But it's always better to go with a safe route and get a little bit more power, just in case you ever want to add some more components into your system, like an extra graphics card or something like that. But this should do pretty well for now. I have two Intel SSDs 520 series. These are both 180 gigs, and these are solid state drives. There are 2.5 inch solid state drives, so I'm gonna need a bracket to mount this onto my case. Extremely fast drives. We're talking about 500 megabits, at least 500 megabytes per second sequential read and write sequences on this particular SSD. So that translates to faster boot up times, faster launch times for your programs, and generally just a much snappier performance machine. So what we have here is a gargantuan case. It's really huge. It's a Cooler Master HAF-X. There's nothing half really about this. HAF is HAF, and that stands for High Airflow Edition. And the reason for that is that you have so many like air outlets and air intakes. We have two huge ones up here. We have massive fan up in front here as well. We have another fan on the side of the case, and I believe at the bottom as well. So I can't reach that, but I'm pretty sure there is a grill at the bottom as well. Yeah, probably can't see that because it's a bit dark. Really impressive looking case. I really liked it because it will be able to comfortably hold all my components. Has interesting features like hot swappable bays. You have two USB 3 front panel connectors. You have your eSATA, FireWire. You have your regular USBs, audio. There's also this neat kind of sliding panel up here that contains your power button, you have your reset button, and you have your front fan LED button. Now what that does is that this is actually supposed to light up. I know that's a bit immature, but I quite like LED lights in my systems. I think that's going to look quite fantastic. We have at the back here a bottom mounted PSU slot. You have 9 full PCI Express slots. I've never seen anything that big. You have a rear fan here. You have basically holes, grommets I think they call them, for your external water cooled solutions, for those for those people who really want to overclock their CPUs or GPUs and need extra cooling. You have pretty much that's it, I guess. There's all these drive bays. You have a cool kind of toolless bay that slides out here, and it accommodates both 3.5 and 2.5 inch drives, so that's where I'll be mounting my 2.5 inch SSDs. So I've finished doing the build. Took me some time, but it's now all done. Everything from the wheels on the cases, I put in the SSD drives into the drive bay. So we have both SSD drives in the drive bay. Put in the DVD player in here. The card fits really nicely into the rig. The power supply, I think I have to do some more cable management. It's not professional by any stretch of the imagination, but I managed to hide a lot of the stuff on the other side of the panel, on the back panel. This radiator, I decided I didn't need 5 fans. I already have one here and another one here, one at the bottom, and this front LED fan. So I just put the other fan in the box, and you can see the back panel looks really good. I'm not sure whether you can see the colorings. I decided to keep some of the covers on there that I'm not going to be using, like VGA and this DVI-D. I think I'm going to be mainly using HDMI connection. As you can see, it's nice and smooth in there. You can't really tell that all the cables went behind to the back panel. And now to see if it actually works. And now for the moment of truth. Let's see if we get some action. So as you can see, reboot and select proper boot device or insert boot media. That's awesome. That's exactly what I was hoping to see, because that means I can then move on into the next stage and install the operating system. So here it is, and there we go, installing Windows. So everything's working just as it should. So we've got a successful build on our hands now. So I finally managed to get to download one complete game. It being a Sunday was really kind of difficult for me to find any games to play, but I've been downloading a game that I have some rights to, and the game is this one. This is Grid 2. I don't know whether you can see how it's running. What I'm doing right now is I'm actually running it in benchmarking mode, where it's basically simulating somebody playing the actual game, and it tells you, basically returns a frame per second score, just telling you what was your average frames per second and what was your maximum frames per second that you hit, what was your minimum, and so on and so forth. And I've basically maxed out everything in this game. I've put all the settings on ultra. I'm talking ambient occlusion is on, soft ambient occlusion is on, FORG, smoke, everything, all the features in the game that could be maxed out, I've maxed it out. And I've run this benchmark I think twice before, and I'm getting an average frames per second of between 78 and 90, and that's really damn high, considering that basically what you see on TV is 24 frames per second, and anything above 30 frames per second is basically extremely smooth motion. So this is playing it at roughly 3 times that, and it looks absolutely fantastic. The reflections on the hood of the car are absolutely pristine. The cloth of the spectators is just, everything is just so awesome. So I think it just finished the benchmark now, so we should be getting a score in a minute. And let's see what we'll get. Sorry about the glare from the TV, because I'm using my flash on the phone. So this shows an average frames per second of 72. Minimum frame per second was 58, and maximum frames per second was 85. That's with every possible thing maxed out. Maybe I can just show you here in the settings. Hold on. Quality. Yep, as you can see, night lighting is high, shadows ultra, advanced fog is on, ultra on the particles, on the crowd, cloth is high. There was no ultra version on that. Ambient occlusion is ultra, soft ambient occlusion, that is a real killer in graphics cards, and that's on. And all the other vehicle details and ground details are high. So basically what that tells me is that this little machine over here, this big machine I should say, there's nothing little about it, is a powerful monster that we've built here. And she's not bad looking either, so that always helps.